Welcome everybody. English 3110. Today we're looking at we're continuing with phonetics and we're looking at two things right now. We're looking at what's called sound spelling inconsistencies. Then we'll talk about how the International Phonetic Alphabet resolves those inconsistencies. Once we've covered that, just a few minutes, shouldn't take that long. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to actually go to Thursday's class and start working on distinguishing sounds. I'm guessing we're going to get bogged down a little bit with the transcriptions with vowels. So I'm going to try to cover both Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to do both of these things today. And then on Thursday, we're going to get right into the vowel and the consonant sounds and do a lot of practice with transcription. So today with our transcriptions, we'll be focusing on the initial. What is the first sound in the word and what IPA symbol connects to that? We'll be looking at the middle. What medial sound do we hear and what symbol correlates with that? And then we'll be looking at final consonant sounds and the corresponding IPA symbols for that. So that's kind of where we're going right now. It shouldn't take, I'm guessing we'll be here probably about 40 minutes. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, so let me go to the first part. So I'm in the workbook, I'm on page 7. So it says if every letter stood for the same phoneme, it would be relatively easy to learn to spell in English. However, English has borrowed words from many languages, some of which include French, Latin, German, Greek, Italian, Scandinavian, Yiddish, Arabic, Japanese, Native American, and of course, Spanish. So they say that any word that begins with an AL, like alcohol, algebra, those kinds of words, you can almost bet they come from Arabic, for example. Okay, so let's take a look at examples of inconsistencies here. So sometimes the same sound is spelled using different letters. So we have, you can see the word see, see again, seen, receive. We have amoeba, machine, and Aesop. Look at all those different spellings there. You got an EA and an AE, for goodness sake. Sometimes the same letter can stand for different sounds. Think about the word sign, pleasure, and resign. Think about those 3 S's there. Sometimes a letter has no sound at all, as in the words no, doubt, though, island, and then moose. So those are examples of inconsistencies. And of course, that's the short list. There are many, many inconsistencies in the English language. Contrarily, phonetic transcription is very consistent. There is always a one-to-one correspondence between sounds and symbols. This is even true across languages, so that phonetic symbols can be used to transcribe the sounds of any language. but I will limit our study to the phonetic symbols typical to American English. Remember that these phonetic symbols, this is part of your confusion a little bit. It is confusing. The phonetic symbols indicated within square brackets are used to distinguish letters or words written in ordinary orthography. These symbols represent the sounds of a language, not, remember, not the letters of a writing system. Now, every one of you, Elsa, Beatrice, Paulina, Alyssa, if you guys go back to when you were 5 or 6 years old, whenever you first learned to read, you were actually you would write things down according to how they sounded. But then you got into the phonics and you learned all kinds of things, and then you got used to the differences in the sound and the spellings, and you learned how to spell things according to the spelling patterns common to American English. We're kind of going back to that period here. We're going to look at the sounds, how words sound, what those sounds are, and then describe them using the IPA symbols. Now, if you take a look at what we just mentioned a minute ago, if we look back at exactly those same things, notice how the word see, seen, receive, amoeba, and Aesop, notice how you get that E every time. The symbol stays the same there because it's the same sound. Notice how in the words sign, pleasure, and resign, we actually have an S. We have a Z hat check here to represent that sound. And we actually have a Z, resign. So in this case, because they are different sounds, there are different symbols representing those sounds. Look at the words here. No, we have doubt, we have though, we have island, and then we have moose. So we transcribe what we hear, right? Not how it's spelled. Now, as we said in previous classes, we're not using the C, the J, the Q, or the X. You won't be using those symbols in the IPA. As it says here, the symbols C and the J will appear as a C hat check and a J hat check. It says, please note the following correlation. So the C, you'll see that typically represented as a K and maybe an S. Notice how the Q is typically represented as a KW, and then the X typically breaks down into a consonant cluster, the KS, and even a weird one, the X is in the word egg, exit, egg, exit. So there's actually a GZ in that case. And then the X in the beginning of the word typically is represented as a Z, as in xylophone. The vowel sound, the typewriter A will appear only as the lowercase a, not the uppercase. So just a few things to think about there. Okay, so here we go. It says, as we said in earlier classes, and I introduced in the video, we do have some unfamiliar symbols that you probably don't know unless you study them. And that's why it's good to have note cards. You can see the theta and the eth. And I do have some videos that kind of compare just those two sounds. We have that glottal stop. We have the igma here. We have the flap. And then we have all of those hat checks. So there's a few symbols in there that you have to kind of get used to. And then we're using these symbols to describe some of the consonant sounds of American English. So that's really the first part, is I wanted to mention that in the workbook. So this helps justify, at least from a linguistic point of view, why we use the IPA to describe the sounds of English and other languages, because it is very consistent in that sense. Okay, so now the next part. It says, in order to understand and describe a language, one may begin with sound, for it's the basic building block of language. Sound not only affects the sound system of a language, but also language's morphology, syntax, and semantics. The study of sound helps one to understand language relationships. Finally, the study of sound helps to describe the types of changes that are possible in language systems and to determine the causes of those changes. So to move on, let's take a look at distinguishing sounds now. I'm going to give you guys some space to work here. See if I can make this work here. Okay. You have my permission at this point to annotate. And I will say the words myself. If you want, if you know how to annotate, you can go right ahead and right next to a word. If you, for example, I'll do the first one. If you think it has 3 sounds, put the letter 3 next to it. Think it has 2, write 2. And let's see what we can come up with here. So the first step, and I think on a quiz or a test, I'm not going to put a word on the quiz and say how many sounds there are. I'm not going to do that. I'm simply going to ask you to transcribe it. But I'm doing this as a scaffolding kind of technique. I know that it's the transcriptions are difficult. So I'm starting first. The first step is to determine the number of sounds in the word first. Do you hear 3? Do you hear 5? Do you hear 6? Okay, once you've done that, then the next question is, how many vowels do you hear? How many syllables are there in that word? So if you know how many sounds there are in the word initially, you know that, and then you know how many vowels there are in there, there's a great chance that you can transcribe that word and you probably won't leave anything out. So I'm hoping. So that's kind of my philosophy of what we're doing here. Okay, so let's do 1 through 15 first. We'll check our answers in just a minute. Feel free to annotate at will now. I'll go ahead and read them. Number 1 is caps. You have k, app, cap, check, check, dove, bright. Notice how the I is a diphthong. It counts as 1 sound. Bright, though, bike, ski. Be careful of the word fix. Remember the X typically breaks into 2 separate sounds, right? In this case, the K and the S. Keep that in mind. Fic, fix. There we go, Beatrice. Thank you. Somebody started the ball going. Now we'll finish this class in 15 minutes instead of 40. I'll go over everything when we get done. Okay, let's keep going here. We got T's, straight, straight. You have to look at the word straight. You have that consonant cluster. There's 3 sounds in the middle, the ST and the R, right? Straight, car, boat, grudge, study, brown. There we go. Now we're doing it. Let's see what happens. So in a minute, I'm going to have you guys double check and see what you think is good or bad. If you have any questions, I'll go over it at that point. It's fun just watching my screen. All of a sudden, things appear on it. It's pretty cool. You can't do this in the classroom, can you? See, I haven't figured out the classroom. I'm a little skeptical of doing a lot of group activities. I've gotten 6 notifications already of people who were positive COVID testers, and they've been wandering the halls of University Hall. So I get all these messages. You may or may not have been in close contact. You know, that kind of a thing. Yeah, I can't really do this one. Yeah, you don't really need to control the screen. You can edit without controlling my screen. And I can't really do anything there because I'm in the, I don't know, see if it works. We're almost done. This is good. No, go back to number 8. Rethink 8. Remember, I said that the X breaks into the K and the S. So no 3. Somebody fix that, whoever did that one. Look at number 13. I'm thinking G, R, J. Somebody rethink number 13. Yeah, see if you can think about the GR as separate, right? G, R, and then the maybe the wedge, the upside down V, grudge, grudge. Think about it that way. Whoever did 2, go back to 2. Let's look at 2. check, check, check. Rethink number 2, and everybody look at it closely. Make sure you got good eyes. You got good eyes on there, and we'll make any corrections in just a minute. Number 12, I'm not sure what that is. Kind of. But if you look at 12, think about it this way. Boat. Those of you that live out by Palm Springs area, a lot of people go past that area to the Colorado River. They bring the boats out there. Boat, 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 boat. Yeah, I'm going with Maya on this one. Yeah, I think you have the B, the little O, and the T. Boat. Okay, we got it. Now look at study. I'm not quite sure. What do we got there? Is that 5? Make sure I'm looking at that right.
I think it might be 4.
4? I can see 4. Let me see. No, no, I think it's more than that. I'm thinking 5. Check. 3, cap. Okay, let's look at everything closely here. See what we have. And I can annotate here too. Okay, so cap looks good to me. I see 3. We already know that. Check. You have check. 3. Dove. So you have the D of dove. So maybe the wedge and then the V, right? So that's 3. You have did somebody do bright? Is that 3 below that? I'm thinking of
3 for bright.
Right? Going to look at the diphthong as 1. So what do we got? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys see that? So I'm going to look at bright as the B and the R, and then the diphthong, and then the T. Study. Let's look at the, keep going. Okay, though, yeah, though, that's all I have on that one, right? I don't think there's any more than that. Right, though. Bike, ski, fix. Anybody have questions on number 8 there? It's 4. 4 is good.
I have a question on that. I didn't understand what you had said.
Yeah, what I was saying is that X typically it breaks into, in this case, a K and an S. So then if you look at the word, you have the F, you have the capital I, the K, and then you have the S. Notice how it says fic, fix. If I get rid of the K, it's just fis, right? But
Yeah.
fix, you see that?
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, so it's hard when you have to unthink it. You have to unthink how you do things and look at it phonetically to describe it. Okay, what else here? Study. I'm thinking S study. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 on that one, right? You got the ST, maybe the wedge, the vowel, you have the D, and then the I, the little I. You see how there's 2 syllables? Study. So because there's there's 2 vowels because there's 2 syllables. So that's what helps me. I look at words and try to determine the number of syllables in there, then the number of vowels and so on. Okay, what do we have? Brown. I think, let me look at it. And we have a diphthong, AW. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 4. Wow, there we go. Okay, any questions on those? Did I make all the necessary corrections? We got a whole bunch of eyes looking at this. All right, let's move on. The next step. In this case, it says write the phonetic symbol Now we're getting into initial, the very beginning of the word. What is that sound? Let me give you room to work here. You can just write it over the word itself, however you want to do it. So write the phonetic symbol for the initial consonant sound in the following words. So as you guys do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'll say them out loud. We have bike, psychology, general, though, one, circle, Czechoslovakia, check, ghetto, vault, czar, gnaw. The squirrel is gnawing on. The squirrel's gnawing on my hose out there. That's exactly what's happening. Crap. And I bought 50 pounds of poison. I'm digressing, but I'm sticking it to them. Okay, you got the next one. Come, through, rights, xenophobia. No, it's xenophobia. Sugar. Great song by Maroon 5, right? Charade. Gene. Swoon. Science. Tight. Thigh. Remember, the TH sound is always going to throw you off, but at least if you know, if it's a TH sound, it's either the theta or the eth, right? The question is, which one is it? Notice again, when I say it, see, we don't have to worry about masks here. Are you guys tired of wearing masks or what? Wow. I get lightheaded. I start seeing stars. I almost passed out the other day just wearing my mask. It's driving me nuts. Wear a mask when you're 55. How does somebody who's 90 wear one? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. So notice thigh. So the tongue is in between the teeth, right? Which means it's an interdental consonant. The question is, am I vibrating or am I vocalizing in the vocal folds? Is there vibration? Thigh. It is not, right? Thigh. Photo. Notice the weird spelling on this. Ouija. Do you like to do satanic and devilish kinds of things? Do you use Ouija boards? I got a great movie for you, though. Watch the movie Devil about the elevator thing. If you haven't watched that, that's a really good movie. Ouija. Zoo. Canteen. Cello. And thin. So be careful about those TH sounds. Good. So somebody got the through. Good. That's good. Theta. Nice. We got another theta for thigh. Good. Through and thigh. Perfect. Somebody likes to do those thetas. Good. Get the hard ones out of the way. Now, if you can do through, thigh, and thin, you can probably also do the word though. But remember when I say though, there's definitely vibration going on with that one. There we go. And that's why it's an eth. Exactly. Okay, let's see how we do with the initial consonant sounds. So far, so good, right? Psychology. Though, thin, thigh, through. Let's see how we do on the other ones. And once we get them all done, we'll double check them. Then we'll move on to the next step. Here you go, Beatrice. Perfect. Yeah, check. Czechoslovakia. Check. C hat check. Perfect. CH. If you can do check, you can probably do, where is the other one? Yeah, I was thinking about that one, but wait a minute, Beatrice. Wait. So I said charade.
Yeah, when
Charade.
I wrote it, I said it again and then I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wait, no, it's too soft.
Yeah, yeah. Charade. It's a hat check, but not the C. It's the other one. I like how I can see like Sarah just did cello. You want to watch a great video by the police. Every breath you take, you'll see the artist in there with the cello playing the music. It's pretty cool. You like old school stuff? Okay, good. We're making progress. Keep on going. Keep going. Don't be shy. And don't worry if you make a mistake. If you make a mistake, we would do the same thing in class, right on the whiteboard. We make mistakes, we fix them, we move on. But right now in the classroom, I'm a little hesitant on giving people markers and going back and forth to the board and all that. I'm keeping things a little low profile right now. We can interact a lot more this way. You can just. And by the way, most of my linguistics classes, there's about 40 in each class. They're half full every time I go. Only half the people showing up. Here, there's 39 out of 40. No, 39. Crap. There's only 39 people here. 100% attendance. No, my classes at Cal State are they're half full right now. And I told everybody I'll keep the videos. I'm going to do a video of our class, and then I'll post that for the other sections. If they need to have a complete lecture, if they're not in class, some people aren't comfortable coming every class. I'll use this recorded video. I'll post it in our modules, but also the other modules for the other linguistics courses. Good. Photo. Okay, keep it up. We got 39 people here. Work hard. Finish this. Then we can look at them together. We're taking a really long on this. We should do this in 5 minutes. There we go. Thank you, Ruby. Good. We got general, Alyssa, cello. Good. Thank you, Jose. What do you got? Rights. You hear the R? You think it's a W, right? But it isn't. It's rights. Perfect. Good. We got, which one is that? Tight. No, get the beginning of the word, Jose. Tight. We're looking at the consonant sounds right now. Yeah, tight. Somebody do swoon. Swoon. There you go, Ashley. Thank you. Yeah, tight. Bike. Thanks, Elsa. Bike. Bike, right? Easy. Good. So we got, no, Nico, wait a minute. Nico, come back to not sugar, sugar. We're just about there. Now, once we get them all done, let's everybody look at them together and let's see if we miss it. Somebody do Ouija, a Ouija board. There we go. Easy. Vault. Perfect. Good. Vault. We got it. How about ghetto? Is that it? We'll be done. Ghetto. Come. Good. K. Come. Good. Ghetto with a G. Okay. And then canteen with a. Good. You got it. Circle. Okay, we got it. I think we're good. So let's look. Bike, psychology, general. J hat check. Though I would just say here, don't forget that the little line through it kind of. You got one circle. Check. We have ghetto, vault, czar, gnaw. It's an N, not a G. Come, good. through, theta, right, xenophobia, sugar, charade, gene, swoon, science, tight, T, theta again, photo with an F, Ouija, zoo, canteen, cello. We have the K, the C hat check, and then the theta again. Okay, everybody look at it. Did I miss something? Does everything look good? Any questions?
Is tight just a T?
It's a T, correct.
Okay.
Just that, just the T, right.
How,
Any-
what's the difference? I don't understand flap, which that's the one that I was having trouble on.
Okay, which
The-
word is it? Which one again?
It's just the one of the IPA sounds. It's the flap.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so it would be something like this. Okay, so if you look at a word like cuter, if you say cuter, you want to transcribe it with a T.
Mhm.
If you say cuter, the flap is kind of like in between the T and the D. It's a soft D. So
Okay.
if you pronounce the word cuter and butter and not butter, then you would use the flap in those instances.
Okay, yeah, because it sounds more like a small, like soft D.
That's right.
Okay.
That's it. Any other questions on part one? We're going to focus on part one, part two, and part three today, just individual sounds. And then next class will be full-blown transcription practice, beginning with vowel sounds. Okay, I think we're good there. Okay, here we go. This is good. You guys are participating very well here. This is good. Okay, let's try another one. And as we go, just like Beatrice said, a question will come up. You might say, well, the theta, I don't get it. What's the difference between thigh or thy? If you have any of those things, just throw them out and let's deal with them. And keep in mind that we'll get better as we practice, but you should try to get your questions answered. Things that you think are going to bother you, try to get some clarification if you can. Okay, so we have write the phonetic symbol for the final consonant sound. So think about the very last sound in the word. There you go. Thank you, Ashley. Jump in feet first. Here we go. Wow. 48 comments in the chat. Crap. What's going on with that? If there's something I need to know, tell me and I will answer it. If you see something in the chat, I can't concentrate and do everything at the same time here. But if there's something I need to answer, just bring it to the class as a whole.
Some of us don't know how to annotate, so we're putting the answers in the chat.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, good. Perfect. You can do that. Yeah, no problem. Good idea. Yeah, because I get it. I don't know how you learn it. I discovered it by mistake. It's kind of like using your phone or something. I just bought a smartphone for the first time. My wife is telling me how to go from one screen to another. Like I have Apple Music and okay, I have this playlist, but how do we get out of this screen and go to another screen and choose another playlist? And it's like trial and error. I'm finding the iPhone is a trial and error kind of thing.
If you're
Wow.
on Zoom on your laptop, at the top, it should be saying in a green bar, like you are viewing the screen, and right next to it, it says view options. You'll press that and it brings down a bunch of tabs and annotate is on that. You'll want to stay on this actual Zoom screen. It's not on the Word document.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have to look at I see the bar at the top. It can be at the top or the bottom. You can put it wherever you want, but when I look at the top bar, it says mute, stop video, security, participants. It says chat, polls, new share, pause share, annotate, remote control, and then more. I click on more, but remember that I'm the host. More. Wow. Pause recording, stop recording, live transcript, hide shuffle. No, hide subtitle, hide full transcript. Wow. Just a lot of things.
So with mine, on view options, it only gives me fit to window, original size, and request remote control. So it's not even giving me the option to annotate.
Oh, it doesn't have that on there. Then
Do you
it may,
think you probably need, sorry, maybe you need to like check the,
I
because
was-
sometimes it allows you to only do certain things. Like with me, I couldn't find it either until I checked the settings and then it just appeared to do the annotate.
yeah, and sometimes you have to download a new version of Zoom, and sometimes that makes a difference in certain cases. And wow, look how fast we're going.
So it may be because I'm using Zoom on the browser instead of through an app. And I think that's going to be my issue on this.
Okay,
Most likely.
whoever did beautiful, go back to beautiful. So beautiful, pruner, So we have syllabic consonants. You're forgetting about the syllabic ones. Chasm, chasm, beautiful, oh. How do we express the syllabic M, the syllabic L, the syllabic R? Look at those. Be careful about those syllabic consonants. Same thing. Chicken, single, all the single ladies. Right? There you go. That's correct. You have the L with that little mark below it, the comma below it. That is a syllabic L there. So that's the only thing I'm seeing we can improve on a little bit. Everything else is looking pretty good.
Wouldn't Xerox be the KS at the end?
Yeah, it's ending with a Xerox. What is that? That's the ending of the sound, right? Xerox. It ends in a KS. Yes, you are correct. We're going to double check him right now. Let's see what we have. Okay, let's see if I see. I'm going to circle the ones that I'm going to ask you to change just to see if we can fix them. We'll learn better that way. Pit's good. Hat rack. Mother. Somebody change that one. Match. Good. Leaf. Good. F. Chicken. Change that one. Ball, laugh, kisses, mash, prune, good, prune, single, perfect, tag, vest, grabs is a Z, lamb, M, pruner. Somebody change that one. Business. No. The last sound. No, we got to change this one. What else? Dip, good, teeth, perfect. Packs, choke, beautiful, reads, perfect, kit. Somebody do this one, teeth. No theta. No, change it. Now remember it's more of a voiced interdental. It's teeth, glacial, glacial. Got to do that one. We got judge, perfect. We have with a J hat check, right? We have not the G there, but with a J, judge, burp, good. Decision, we need the syllabic in there. How do we express that? Guard, perfect. Soap, measure. Somebody fix this one. You're almost there. It's the not r. It's yeah, good. Thank you. We got it. Design, perfect. Chasm, chasm. And then notice Xerox. What does that sound? Okay, so now we can double check the ones that we're working on. So mother, definitely this syllabic. So this is good. We're done with that one. Chicken, chicken. So we have this one done. Good. We have that one. Pruner, perfect. It's a syllabic R with the little mark below it. That one's good. We got that one. Let's circle back. Beautiful. We have it. We corrected that. Teeth, perfect. We got it. Glacial. Oh, glacial. Good. Decision. And the closed caption is throwing me off here, but it's right? I'm going to make sure we have that like that. Decision. We have measure. Good. We got it. We have chasm. We still haven't gotten that one yet. Chasm. How do we express Somebody want to do that one? Good, you got it. And remember, this is all confusing. I have all the answers in the back of the workbook for this section, so you can double check them later. And then Xerox. What is that last sound? Xerox. We got it. Thank you, Beatrice. So we have that. So we have the S there, right? Okay, we're good. So that would be the final consonant sound there. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, how easy is that? I wish my whiteboard at school was that easy. Just blam, clear all. I just cleared it. Okay, let's move ahead. So this, I think this is the most difficult here. Definitely here. So it says, write the phonetic symbol for the medial, the middle, right in the middle there. What is that medial consonant sound? And I don't really make a big difference between metal and metal. The pole is made of metal. She got a medal in the 5K race for finishing first in her age group or something. To me, metal is metal. I don't differentiate those. I use the flap. I use a flap in both cases. If you use the D, you're saying medal, medal. And I don't think that's what that sound is. All right, keep going though. We'll make any changes here in a minute. Medal, medal. Precinct. Good. How about gradual? Fusion, fusion, fusion. Finger, finger, finger. Exist, exist, exist. Patience. Ringer, ringer, ringer. I don't use a G there. Ringer. Future, future. Pudding. Regime. Cupboard. This is a tricky one. Yeah, you want to put the Z, right? But I question the Z here. I don't hear a Z here. Let me say it. Pete, pizza. Pete, pizza. Honestly, I do not hear a Z in that word. Dishes, dishes. Ether. Good. Raging, raging, raging. Metal, nurture, pleasure, phases. We got the T in pizza. We got it. That's a tough one. I told you, medial sounds really tough. Taxed, taxed. We voted, you and I, we gave our legislature unlimited power to raise taxes on gasoline. Did you guys know we did that? So the legislature in California can raise taxes on gas without having to ask the people. So how expensive is it going to get? I have no idea. We voted for it and we approved it. Hedger, hedger. Sinking, sinking. Now, see if I can give you a tip here. Here is the tip of the day. Let me make sure I can annotate here. If you have an N and a K, or you have an N and a G, right? The N occurs before the G, or the N occurs before the K. This N, it will change more to this particular sound here. Why is that? If you look at the consonant chart in your textbook, the K and the G are both velar consonants, right? And velar means the tongue kind of bunches up and it touches the area behind the hard palate, that area that gets really mucus in it when you have a cold there. That's the velar area of the roof of the mouth. So because we form the K and the G in the velar area of our mouth, Then when the N occurs before those two sounds, it becomes more similar to the K and the G because of what's called assimilation. Assimilation is the process of how one sound influences another sound, so the two sounds become more alike. So the ing, as in sing, it's similar to these two sounds now. But if you look at the word over here, you have sin and you have sing. They're different. Sin, sin. The N here is an alveolar consonant, which means the tongue is touching right behind the front teeth and that alveolar ridge part of the mouth. So sin is different from sing, sing. And is that difference in this case changes the meaning of those two words. What else here? What do we got? Okay, well, looks like we're just about ready here. Let me, the closed caption is throwing me off here sometimes. Okay, let's take a look at them together here. I'll circle anything in red, or maybe not red, maybe make it a different. Well, anything that needs to be changed, I'll circle it. So metal, a flap. Gradual. Fusion. No, it's not fusion. It's not fusion, it's fusion. Fusion. So I think we need to work on that one. Finger. Treason, egg, and then you have the Z right after that, right? Exist. Patience. No. We got to look at this one more time. Ringer. I can't really see what's going on below the screen there. Crap.
I think it's a little I.
It's a little I?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing, we're doing consonant sounds, not vowels, but it is fing and ring. I agree with you. It is the little I vowel sound. That is correct.
Okay.
But we're focusing more on the consonants, but that is the right vowel. Okay, future. Good. We got that. Putting. No, that changes a word, doesn't it? Pudding. Yeah, pudding. Regime. Regime? No, we got to look at that one more time here. Cupboard. Notice how you have the two bilabial consonants together, the P and the B, because you have to close your lips in both cases. Cupboard. It's utterly impossible to say both. So we just say cupboard. Pizza. Nobody gets that one. That's good. Dishes. Correct. Ether. Perfect. Raging. Good. Metal. Same as metal on the other. I don't really hear a difference there. Nurture. Pleasure. We have to look at this one more time. We have phases. I can't really tell. What is that? Below phases. What is the sound? Can anybody see it?
I think they put an A.
No. It's a Z. Phases. What is that? Good. Somebody put that down. Yeah, the Z, right? Good. Myra, thank you. Precinct, definitely the S. We have taxed. What is that? Somebody get.
Wouldn't that be KS?
Exactly, right? So let's put that there, KS. Hedger, perfect. Sinking. So you have, I can't really see it there. You have the igma and the K, right? Sinking. Okay, let's double check. Fusion, still no cigar on that one. We have to put the little mark above it to get it. The Z hat check. Fusion. And then finger, I think we have it. Let me just make sure. It is that igma. Treason's good. Patience. Do you guys hear that SH? S hat check. Patience. Patience. You guys see that?
Is finger and ringer a syllabic N?
No. No, no, no. No, it's the igma.
Okay.
Yeah, not the syllabic. The syllabic in would be un. Un. It's not funger. It's not runger. It's finger, ringer, or ringer. Regime. Nobody got that one, right? So let's put this. This is a Z with a hat check. Regime. Regime. This is a palatal consonant. Cupboard is the B. Cupboard. That's the sound there. Anything else? Pleasure. We still didn't get it. You got to go back to fusion. So I'm going to put a little hat check above it. Pleasure. Phases. Z, right? Phases. Text. Okay, I think we got all those. Good. Okay, any questions on the part 3 here?
I have another question.
Go ahead.
What's the difference between the Z hat check and the regular Z?
Okay, good question. Okay, let me clear the here. Now to answer that question, let's go back to, let's try this. Let's do the whiteboard, right? So I think one major difference, the Z hat check, I don't think it ever occurs in the beginning of a word. So you'll have a word like zoo, right? Notice how the very beginning of that, it's zoo. Now, if you look at the Z hat check, you'll see it'll occur in the middle of a word, like a SU spelling. Pleasure. Notice I didn't say pleasure. I said pleasure. So you have to kind of look at the Z hat check. It's kind of like a J hat check and maybe a J and a Z coming together, kind of blending together to create a new sound. J. So you'll see the Z hat check. It doesn't typically occur in the beginning. However, how about this one? At the end of the word, beige. Do you hear that, Beatrice?
Yeah, I hear it.
That's the same thing, right? Even if I had a word like azure, again, is a Z hat check. You probably, here's a very common word you'll hear, Asia, right? Asia. So Asia, azure, pleasure, and beige. All those represent the Z hat check sound.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I think that's just about it. Any other questions? So today we kind of got into unusual consonant spelling patterns. We looked at we made the case for the argument for IPA, which is more consistent than spelling. So if we're describing the sounds of a language, the IPA is a very efficient way to do that. Then we looked at sounds and words, then the initial, medial, and the final sounds and those corresponding IPA symbols. And that's the main thing I wanted to focus on today. Any questions before we close class today? 39 people still? Wow, man, crazy. Wow. Usually you get 7 or 8 that they can't take it anymore and they drop out. Oh, there you go. Good example, Alexandria. So she said that palatal consonant, that Z hat check, occurs in the beginning of French words. Good, thank you. Any other comments, questions, concerns? So everybody, you can expect on Thursday, we're going to get pretty heavy into transcription of full words and especially focus on vowel sounds. We'll look at minimal pair type words to help illustrate the vowels in those words. That's the next step. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Good luck. Remember my office hours every Tuesday, Thursday from 12 to 2:15. It pop in whenever you need to, even for 30 seconds if you have a quick question, no problem. All right.
Professor, where could we find the recordings?
Yes, good question. Let's see what we have. Let me go ahead and stop this one for a minute. Okay, so what happens here? Stop recording.